Hello my stationery pals and ink and paper enthusiasts, welcome to the channel. Today we are doing a fountain pen haul, an unboxing of my newest acquisitions. If you're curious to see what I got, stick around. Hello you lovely people, welcome back to the channel. It is so good to see you. Thank you so much for stopping by. If you are new here, welcome to the channel. Get yourself all warm and cozy. Today we are going to be looking at the newest fountain pens that are basically the start of my collection. A few years ago, I bought my first really inexpensive fountain pen off of Amazon, and for the last 2 years, I have been using that brand's cartridges in that pen with the basic colors of black, red, blue, purple, mostly black and purple. And I decided this year that as I was going through NaNoWriMo, I was going to treat myself to a few new items. If you don't know what NaNoWriMo is, you can click the tag at the top of the screen here. It will bring you to my announcement video, which tells you all about what that is. So, without further ado, let's open these up. The first ones we're going to look at are the Kawecos. These are all part of the Kaweco Sport collections. The first one is the Kaweco Collection AL Sports Fountain Pen in Iguana Blue. I ordered it with a medium nib and it is a limited edition. I believe it came out last year in 2022. I have been watching copious amounts of YouTube videos on all things about fountain pens. And one of the videos I watched was my fountain pen collection by Journal Sunshine, and she had a whole bunch of Kaweco Sports and raved about their quality, what their writing experience was like, and all of those things. So as I was going through some of the pens that people have recommended in all of these videos and said were great introductory pens, I thought, okay, well, let's look at it. And a lot of people have all sort of stated the same thing, that the Kaweco Sports are rather inexpensive as well as having a really smooth writing experience. And I like a smooth writer. I know that from my first pen that is really, really smooth, and I tried to get a second one, and the second one I got was a different brand, equally inexpensive, but it had a lot of feedback. It was really scratchy, and so with those two being my only base of reference, I went with a Kaweco AL Sports. This pen, oh my gosh, it's so pretty. It is a really gorgeous color. It's a nice heavy weight. The other sport that I got is a plastic one, and it is really, really light, whereas this one has, I feel like I'm actually holding something. Has a very pretty gold plated or gold finished nib. It's just a steel nib though, but it's got all these really pretty little scrolly bits on the nib, and I really, really like it. I think it's really pretty. These all came in at the beginning of the month, and so I've had a few weeks to play with it. It is a really smooth writing experience. So with this came the pen in a box. It does not come with a converter or a clip or anything else. It's just the pen, and it comes with one ink cartridge. So I had to buy the converter separately so that I could use beautiful inks that I hope to use, which is what really got me looking more into fountain pens, is wanting to explore the inks. So it is a very small reservoir. Kaweco Sports are pocket-sized pens. They're small until you post them, put the cap on the back, and then they're a full-size pen. But before you cap it, it's very small. And so because the body is very small, a converter that the ink goes into, it also has to have the part you pull out, which means you have to fit a lot into this small body. So the reservoir for the converter, very small. I was told that rinsing out the cartridge that comes with the pen is your better bet because it holds more ink. We'll give that a shot. The second one I got is the Kaweco AL Sport that is plastic. It's not an aluminum body, it is a plastic body, but this is in the Perlesent. The difference between these two pens in weight is night and day. The Plastic Sport is about $25 American, and the AL Sport anywhere from $75 to $100, depending on how many they have, the store I was looking at had left in stock. So it seems to be becoming more expensive as it's becoming more rare. It is sold out at several places I looked at with any nib size. This one came in a fine nib. And then the last Kaweco I got was another Kaweco AL Sport. This one in the purple with, again, a brass nib. Not actually gold, it's a steel nib. This one I've actually gotten a clip for. I've ordered clips for the other two. They're really a mix and match. You can change the nib, you can use a cartridge, you can use a reservoir, you can add clips or not have clips. There are a bunch of different things you can do. You can change the color of the clip you're using. So there's a lot of variety for how you can sort of customize the pen a bit for what works best for how you use your pen. So those are the Kawecos. The next one I got is a TWSBI. This is a TWSBI Diamond 580 white rose gold fountain pen, and I got this with a medium nib. This one was in about the same price range as the Kaweco AL Sport. They're both just under $100 for this model. I fell in love with the look of this one. I have heard good things about TWSBI in general, mostly about the Ecos, but some about the Diamonds. And I just honestly, I wanted to try a demonstrator pen, and everyone that I've watched talks about TWSBI being sort of the end-all be-all in demonstrators, and this one was just beautiful. It's stunning, and I love the idea of getting a really nice shimmering ink that will go into this body, and just the idea of writing with this beautiful white rose gold pen with some lovely deep color or light color with a shimmery ink inside. I was excited about it. Now, since I've purchased this, I've seen some that have like a really deep color. Colored pieces of the pen have like really nice deep colors to them, even though the body is clear and a demonstrator, that it has like some really nice rich colors on them. So I may look into the Ecos, I'm not sure, but this is my TWSBI. I have been, like I said, writing with it. It does have some feedback. I have discovered that fill the reservoir and screw the back on tight, that controls the plunger, that the ink flow becomes very minimal, and then it becomes an extremely scratchy writing experience. Whereas if you just give it a little twist, so it's not really firm, it just has a little bit of give on the end, your ink does not drip, but it does allow for a much better ink flow experience. And then it does still have some feedback, but the ink flows much more smoothly, and it's a much nicer writing experience. Look at that beautiful rose, look at all the beautiful rose gold parts to this. It's just beautiful. And again, I got this in a medium nib because I'm hoping to have those shimmery inks in here, and I didn't want them to clog up the nib or the feed. Now, this reservoir compared to the converter of the Kaweco, night and day. So I'm looking forward to finding that perfect shimmer ink, and it can live in this pen, versus the Kawecos that are going to probably be for sampling inks and changing inks out regularly, because that little reservoir, it's going to get used up quick. I do a lot of writing by hand. The pen that I've been working with, the first pen that I ever got, the only pen I had until now, but it was a Duke. The reservoir on the Duke is like the size of the entire cartridge for the Kaweco, versus the TWSBI that has, like, it dwarfs everything. The whole body of the pen is a reservoir. So it's quite a substantial difference to how much ink each one of these pens will have the capacity to hold. And I honestly have no idea what my preference is going to be. I really like the way the plastic is cut on this. It gives it sort of a crystal vibe. It just looks really, really luxurious. And it's just such a stunning pen. It's so pretty. It fits really comfortably in my hand unposted. So I've been writing with it unposted, because with it posted, it becomes very back heavy, whereas unposted, it sits really nicely in my hand. It's a very comfortable feel. It's a comfortable weight. Like I feel like I'm actually holding something, unlike the Kaweco, the plastic Kaweco, that one, it feels like I'm not holding anything. This, even though it is not a metal pen, it still feels like I'm holding something substantial, which for me is a preference. I just feels better than something that's so light. This feels really good. It's a really good writing experience. The last pen we're looking at today is my first Sailor. This one looks like it's white on camera. It's not. It's like a blush pink color. It's really quite lovely, very understated. This one was $52 and I got it again in a fine nib. Now I am still very new to fountain pens. This is my first time trying brand name pens and putting any kind of money into this hobby. This is such a beautiful pen. I don't know if you can tell on the camera, but it is like a very light blush pink. It's got the silver accents on it. It's got this beautiful anchor on it. It's very lovely. Very clean, very simple lines. The plastic body, so it is very light. Of all of the pens I'm opening, of all the pens I've owned or tried of fountain pens, this one is the lightest. Because of that, I prefer to use it posted. Unposted, it feels very unsubstantial, like I'm not holding anything, but with it posted, it feels a little bit more substantial. It adds a little bit of weight to the pen. It does not come with a converter, so I bought one separately. I don't know if it uses a standard one. I went with a proprietary converter just to make sure, because again, so new to this and really just trying to figure out what I'm doing. Okay, I don't think it would have fit a standard converter. I'm looking at this. I don't think it would. I think the Duke uses a standard converter and it does not fit in the Sailor one. So I'm going to do a little bit more research, see how that works, and maybe get a standard converter just so I can try it on all the different pens that I get and see what uses it and what doesn't. If you are interested in knowing anything, what questions you have, please drop them down in the comments below. I don't know much, but if you have questions, if you have curiosities, if you have comments, if you have information, drop it down in the comments below. I don't know what I don't know. So feel free to ask questions so I know what to look into. Let me know what you want to know more about so I know what to research and what to bring forward. I will absolutely be bringing... Oh, the Sailor does have an ink cartridge in the box. That'll teach me not to open the box all the way up. Jeez. Everything in here is not written in English, so I have no idea the details of this pen. So there you go. If you have any questions or comments or information or feedback, let me know in the comments below. And please let me know if this is content you're enjoying. I can't help it. Like I mentioned in my last reading journal video, I'm going to be doing videos on the stuff that I'm passionate about in the hopes that I'm going to find my people who are passionate about the same things. So let me know what you want to know so I can research. Let me know what aspects of fountain pen content you might be interested in, and I will try my darndest to bring content that is in that vein just for you. But there will definitely be more unboxings. There'll probably be some reviews or some things I've learned by using these pens and other pens. So all of that will be coming up on the channel. I don't know how often, but you'll definitely be hearing more about this collection, hobby, obsession, whatever. So beware of that. There'll be more coming this way. Thank you guys so much for always being so awesome and supportive and just encouraging me to make videos I enjoy about content that I love and am passionate about. Right now, that means fountain pens. So thank you guys for being the amazing, wonderful, supportive community you are. I love you guys so much. Have a great day, and I will see you next time. Bye, guys.